Hello and welcome to week 4. Are we on week 4? We are on week 4 of the Paradise Palms Coffee and Card, and we're hitting the Bermuda Bay this week, and wishing you a warm and beach kind day again, but a happy birthday card this time. So if you did our biggest wish coffee and card, you've already got your Bermuda Bay ink. If you don't have Bermuda Bay ink, Calypso Coral would work really well, or just use your embossing ink. You will need to let it dry a little while. It gives you a more subtle effect than the colour on colour, but you can use that and then use a neutral for your stamping here. So use that for your palm leaves, and then use whatever you want, maybe Misty Moonlight or a blue or something for your trees there. Right, and then this is Crumb Cake, just for some sand here. Again, another neutral would do fine. So let's get started. Doesn't want to come out. Oh, there we go. Right, so I've included some linen thread for your little bow here to go on your tag, and then you've got a piece for your stamping, which is, it is actually 7.5 by 8.5, so you want it tall, if you see what I mean. So that's your 7.5, that's your 8.5. Okay, so it is almost square but not quite, so you want the longer side up to that side there. And then I've cut you out a little sun. I've actually used the, cannot remember what they're called, just let me have a look. Not the tailor-made, the Tasteful Labels. So that's using the Tasteful Labels, and this is using the tailor-made tags for your die cuts there. And then we've used scalloped contours to make your vellum piece. Okay, and then your card base and your envelopes. So we're going to start by doing the leaves around the outside. Popped everything over there, and and I'm just going to stamp them. I'm only going to stamp them around the outside because the inside is going to be covered. So I'm getting my Bermuda Bay ink, and I am thinking I used that one, looking at that. Yes, I did. So we're using the smaller of the palm tree leaves. And again, I'm just going to pop them on a block, and so when I'm doing these 3 sides, I'll do the card unfolding. When I do this side here, I will fold the card back up so it's not on the back. Okay, so I'm inking up with my Bermuda Bay, and we're just going round the top, putting the trees, and I'm putting the trees so they're sort of facing the middle, if you see what I mean, and moving them about. Okay, and then starting again on here, and then I'm going to just shut that up there, so we're on that corner, and then 1, 2, and then probably more of a 3 in the middle there, just to fit in the gap. Ooh! Dropped my block. Ink face down, obviously. Sorry, under my desk, but it's fine. Not good. Okay. And then I'm going to pop that one side to dry. So we've got our little tag here. Now you can either use the Stamparatus technique that I showed you last time, because I've put your little die bit in, but I'm just going to do it by eye this time. And wishing you a warm and beachy day, and the top bit of that is fairly straight, so I'm just going to put it with, so it's the right way up and the hole to my right, and I'm just going to stamp that. wishing you a beachy kind of day. And then get the happy birthday out, which is here. That's retirement wishes. Try again. Happy birthday. So, and again, I'm going to do it by eye. Again in the Bermuda Bay. Checking I've nothing around the edge, and that just fits nicely on the circle there for me. Okay. And then I'm going to get my white piece, and as I said, do the 7.5 across the bottom, 8.5 up the side. So we've done that, and I'm just going to get our trees first. Lots of stamping on this card, which, as you know, is my favourite bit of card making. I do love my stamping. I'm just going to pop that on there to make sure, whoops, I've got enough space in my trees. Do not want them at such an angle. There we go. And then just get my crumb cake to do the sort of sand at the bottom there. I just need my H block. Which is here, and I'm just going to ink that up again with this time the crumb cake, and I'm going to put it again with the raised bit around the trees to ground the trees. Okay. So, quick tip about the tag. So you're all panicking because it's a bow, and I was saying bows is just practice. It's just keep doing them till you get the hang of them. So I'm actually going to build the card and then add the tag and the bow last. Okay, so we're going to start with the looking at where this area is going to be, and that's where I'm going to add my stamp, my tape. So, where's it gone? So, my snail, there we go. So, I know that it's going to be round about there, so I can put, so I'm putting it under where the white card's going to go, so you won't see this when it's glued on. And I don't want the tape to show, because you can see through where the tape was. So the first thing I'm going to do is pop this down in the middle. There you go, and there you can see where I've put the tape. Okay, so but that will be covered by the stamped piece. Okay, now I'm using tape today because when you use wet glue on vellum it curls, so I prefer to use a drier glue on vellum, but also I use a lot of it to make sure it's going to stay. Okay, so I'm just adding that off to one side with a fairly equal border all the way around. There we go. And then we'll get the wet glue out to do our happy birthday sun, as in sunshine, not in your sun, not in a baby boy. So, happy birthday there. And then I'm going to pop up the tag on dimensionals. But before I do anything, I am going to take my string, my linen thread, and I am going to thread that through. So I'm just threading it through, one piece, front to back, just like that. Okay, so it's in, ready to go. Okay, then what I'm going to do is pop some dimensionals on, which have disappeared off the face of the earth. Wait, some more. Oh, there they are. Need to get any more out, they just sat there. So a couple of dimensionals on. Excuse me. And then holding that string out of the way, I am just going to add this to my card. So just like a luggage tag, really, isn't it? That's the look I'm going for. So you've got your, now instead of fiddling about with some tiny weeny little bits of card, it's actually quite stable on there. So now you can come in right over left, tie a knot, and then do your bow. Okay, so you can make your bow as big as you like and then fiddle with it to get it to the size you want. And I'm just tying a normal bow. With it being the linen, you don't need it to be flat like you do with the ribbon. It is just linen thread. So hold your centre, pull it in, and that one a wee bit smaller. Yeah, nice and round. Okay, there we go. And then I get my ribbon scissors, which are in here, and I'm just going to trim that a little bit longer than the ends of the bows. Don't use the end of your scissors, use the middle. There we go, it's a bit short. So I always go longer rather than shorter, because if you miss it on one of them you can cut the other one down. There we go. Right, so you're going to turn around. Yeah, you are. Okay, so that way, instead of like flying around with a little tag, your tag is anchored to the card so that it's easier for you to tie the bow. So that was a nice quick one, wasn't it, compared to some of them I've been doing this month. Right, okay, so that's card number 4, just one more to go. 5-week month in March, so we're getting an extra Thursday, so an extra card, so we've got a bonus card next week rather. So that's me done for today. Don't forget to do me a thumbs up for me and subscribe if you haven't already, and I shall see you soon. Bye.